The doctor is in. I'm Dr. Freddie Gomez, and this is MedTalk, HealthTalk. As technology advances in healthcare, we not only see developments in treatment and management of a disease, but also new approaches on prevention. And seeing a doctor could be the best way to do this, but the lack of time and resources may prevent us from doing so. That's why the coming of the digital age could be the best alternative in monitoring your health.
Good morning po. This is Dr. Marino.
Here, you can consult a doctor without actually visiting him by just using platforms like mobile devices or via online teleconference. And what's good about this is not just people from the metro can have access to it, but also those from remote communities who have little or no access to a doctor. One of the most active doctors on social media is with us today. And to talk more about how she uses this platform to reach her followers, we have on the show Dr. Gia Season. Welcome to the show, Doctora.
Hi, Freddie. Thanks for having me here.
Now, let's start off first. You are an occupational physician by specialty.
Yes.
Now, in the workplace, especially now, maraming nag-graveyard shift and everything, what are some of the problems that you see on the workplace today, health-wise?
If stress can be a diagnosis, I'd place that as number one. But medically, we see a lot of cases of tension headache, hypertension in the young.
Right.
And we see a lot of hyperacidity cases as well because they're so dependent on caffeine to keep them awake, to keep them alert. So those are the typical and most common cases that we see.
Now, you mentioned caffeine. I, for one, am someone like that. It's like I need my coffee to start the day off right. Ano? Now, how do you think can caffeine adversely affect someone in the workplace? Or when is caffeine sort of a bad thing already?
Well, I have yet to get the numbers, Freddie, of what's the maximum amount that of caffeine we need every day. But definitely, too much can cause us to be agitated, anxious, and sometimes it affects the quality of our sleep.
Right.
So personally, when I drink coffee or coffee after 4 p.m., I can't sleep na.
Okay. Now, shifting over, in this day and age of technological advancement, we now have what is called digital health. This type of technology enables a physician such as yourself to reach out to a lot more people. Could you tell us more about this?
Well, I have a full-time job. I'm the Chief Medical Officer of Global Telehealth Incorporated, which has been on the telehealth business for 15 years. The product's name is Consulta MD.
Okay.
So it provides direct access to licensed Filipino doctors 24/7. So it basically covers everything, every concern a patient has, especially in the dawn of Dr. Google, when the patients love to search about their symptoms.
Right.
And of course, us being doctors, our ratio here in the Philippines is really bad. It's like 1:2.
We don't have enough.
We don't have enough. So with Consulta MD, we aim to at least address that gap between seeing a doctor. Of course, we are never there to replace face-to-face.
Right.
But at least the primary care health concern of the patient is at least addressed.
So give us an example, doctor, on what kind of concerns that would make a digital conversation with a doctor advisable.
Example, you're at work,
Right.
You can't leave, and and you have a headache. So it saves you time. Actually, we want to address access, oras, and gastos. So you can call our hotline. That's by 79880 and talk to a doctor. This is my symptoms. And if I'm the doctor, I follow a protocol that we actually use for telehealth concerns.
Okay. So at least it gives the patient like a piece of the peace of mind that what they're having might be real, but like what you said, it does not replace a face-to-face physical exam conversation with a doctor.
That's right.
Now, aside from having this program, you are also involved with several platforms and social media. How are these able to help your followers or help you get to help your followers?
It's more of like a virtual friend, I'd like
Right.
to believe. Because I know the feeling of someone who needs someone to talk to, pero wala eh. Parang someone doesn't understand how you feel. In fact, I answer love questions.
So it's the whole spectrum from medical related questions to
Yes.
relationship questions.
Yes.
Everything is okay to ask Dr. Gia.
Yes. and I had a question,
Yes.
why does the sun rise? Why does the sun set? Yung mga ganon.
Bakit nga ba, Doktora?
Ganun talaga. Ganun talaga.
It just shows that pretty much anything under the sun, health related, whether it be mental health or physical health, is okay for you to
Yes.
answer. Now, for those who are really interested in getting that, you are going to have a new digital show here
Yeah.
on CNN Philippines. So, what kind of topics can your followers and your viewers of this new digital show that you have expect?
Just imagine me going out of Twitter and talk about life,
Right.
love, ACADS, as the millennials call it, career, and relationships. So everything that matters to you, let's talk about it.
So that's definitely something that they should watch and look forward to.
Yes.
Now, with that, Dr. Gia, do you have a message for our viewers out there?
So my message is keep going, especially during these hard times. And please, again, watch out for G-Talks on cnnphilippines.com, September 20.
And with that, we'd like to thank you, Dr. Gia Season, for joining us here on MedTalk, HealthTalk.
Thank you, Fred.
There's a new method in understanding the natural healing powers of the food we eat. We'll tell you more about this in the Baron Method. Keep it here on MedTalk, HealthTalk, only on CNN Philippines. I'm sure you already know that the food you eat has a major impact in your overall wellness. And to talk about how to maximize the overall benefit of the food you eat, we have with us Harvey De Baron. He's a nutritionist and creator of Baron Method. Welcome to the show, Harvey.
Hi, Doc. How are you?
What do you think should people do in order to improve the way they eat?
I think when you think about a person and when he makes decision on his food, he thinks about and plans his lifestyle.
Right.
If you're going to plan about what you're going to eat, it has to really evolve around what is convenient and what is beneficial for the lifestyle that you live.
Of course, yes.
So when you're eating, you really have to make an effort and realize that the food you eat is going to sustain how you're going to live your day.
Okay.
So if you want a day where you're going to be filled with energy, maximize the benefit of eating well, and then you're going to have that opportunity now to function well, focus in your job, have more energy if you're going to the gym after, spend more time with your kids on the weekend. It's really all about how you're fueling yourself.
Right, and I'm sure everyone watching this would want that, right? So what is this method that you created and how does it work?
Well, our tagline is fairly simple. Our tagline is Baron Method, transform your health through the healing power of food. Basically a nutritional coaching and food education program. So a part of the program that we build for people, it's very individualistic, it's very holistic, takes into account from the moment you wake up till the moment that you sleep, how food is prepared in the background.
Okay.
And we also educate about food. When we educate about food, we talk about reading nutritional labels, taking into account ingredients list, and then realizing, oh, okay, this is good for me, this is not good for me, and understanding that there is value in taking time to prepare your food and value in terms of maximizing what goes inside your body.
Now, how important is, you mentioned nutritional labels. So when someone goes to the grocery store, of course, all the food that is there, they should look at the nutritional label.
Yes.
What should they look out for?
Well, Baron Method always has its famous list of the top 6 worst ingredients in food. And I don't mind sharing that with
Go
you today.
ahead.
Okay. Number 1, you're looking at sugar. It's very popular all over the world that sugar is the latest evil, no? Then you've got your artificial sweeteners.
Okay.
You've got your artificial colors.
Okay.
You've got your sodium nitrates, your preservatives that are really bad. Then you've got your hydrogenated oils and MSG.
MSG, okay.
Yeah, so artificial, enhancers, taste enhancers.
So that's basically a lot of sugar, a lot of fat, and a lot of salt.
the salt.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're not careful with that, the impact on the body is really, really quite negative. I mean, there are foods that actually, if eaten well and eaten regularly and consistently, actually can reverse the aging process. Then there's other ones where you're eating really poorly and it speeds up the aging process.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Now, what kind of food can you recommend for those watching this that are high in nutrition, like what you said, and that is pretty much beneficial for the body, that is readily available?
Okay. You know, we in the Philippines have a numerous, abundant amount of great food products. No?
Right.
The one thing that I will tell you is I myself am not a fan of food or diets that actually eliminate an entire food group out. I believe a balance of a great carbohydrate, a balance of amazing proteins, and definitely fat. No? Coconut oil is amazing for the body. You got your avocados. Every website today is saying how amazing avocados are. No?
Okay.
Malunggay, where you walk down the street, you see a malunggay tree. You know,
Right.
it's really, really everywhere in the Philippines.
So, with this method, is there some leeway for some processed food?
Every food that you see in the grocery has a place in our diet. Whether it is coming into your body as a reward day or what's popularly known as a cheat day. The key is the proper timing, making sure that when it goes in, it's at the right time and at the right frame of mind or at the right mindset of the body.
So if someone came to you who is busy, has little time to eat, little time to make sure that they eat the proper food, what kind of diet plan or what kind of regimen would you give a person like that?
Right. Normally when somebody says, hey, Harvey, I want to do your program, what we do is we look at their current lifestyle. So before you even come in, we don't say, oh, you're coming in? Oh, sign up right away. We don't do that. What we do is we build and see first. Like, Doc, for instance, let's say you came in and said, Harvey, can you help me build an eating plan? I'm a doctor, I'm full-time, I've got an amazing practice. So what I'll do is basically say, okay, Doc, can you send me photos every day of how you eat? Then we have an understanding of what food is for you. I mean, how you behave, how much food you eat, how much what a lot is for you, what a little bit is for you. So we know that.
Right.
So we will suggest convenient ways for you to actually prep food or take in food that's convenient. We do make those suggestions and make those things available for you.
And there's no general program for anyone. Everyone's different. Everyone has a specific program.
Absolutely. I mean, there are people who just want to lose weight. There are people who want to gain muscle. Different. Everybody's different. So the overall goal is to understand who they are, what they do, and how they live. Then we build an eating plan for them.
Now, is this method specific for a certain age group, or are there any limitations?
No, it's about the level of commitment and discipline you want. I mean, how valuable are your goals to you? How valuable is it for you to be healthy? It's really that. I mean, I've worked with somebody who's 4 years old, and my oldest one is 91 years old. So there's no age range. People have different goals. Obviously, a 4-year-old has a different goal from a 91-year-old. So at the end of the day, we try to achieve what their goals are for their families and what their goals are for themselves with whatever life they have to live. That's the overall plan.
Great.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a message for those out there?
Yeah. If you ever decide that you want to come to Baron Method or look us up, we do have a website that you can have a look at. It's baronmethod.com. We have recipes. We have amazing video testimonials of healthy people who have gone through disease, and we just feel that we're able to help quite a lot of people. We get great results. We work with a lot of doctors, and doctors pass us a lot of patients because they feel like if you tell them to eat healthy, they don't know. Sometimes they don't know where to begin. So that's where we come in.
Great, but I'd like to thank you, Harvey De Baron, for sharing with us, or rather explaining to us that the method that you've created.
And like any part of our body, our eyes also deteriorate as we age. And when a person reaches approximately the age of 40, that is when we start to experiencing focusing difficulties called presbyopia. What are the symptoms and best solution to this kind of eye condition? Keep it here on MedTalk, HealthTalk, only on CNN Philippines. The inability of your eyes to focus could be part of normal aging, or it could be a sign of a more serious visual condition. This store behind me could give us explanations and solutions to this kind of problem. So follow me, let's find out. Hi, Doc Aileen.
Hi, Doc Freddie. Welcome to Owndays.
It's good to be here. So we're going to talk about a lot of eye ailments today.
Yes, we are.
You know what? A lot of people around the age of 40 and above seem to have the problem of what's called presbyopia. What exactly is presbyopia?
Well, presbyopia is an age-related eye condition. When people reaches the age of 40 years old and above, it is a natural change in the eye. They gradually lose their focusing ability at near.
Is there any risk factors for this?
No one can escape presbyopia since it's part of the normal aging process. Though some people are more at risk, especially those who have hypertension, diabetes, taking alcohol, or diuretics.
Now, is presbyopia more common to men or women?
Based on studies, premature presbyopia can occur more on female than on male.
Okay. Now that we know what presbyopia really is, how do we diagnose this?
That's an interesting question. Let me show you. Doc Freddie, this is
Yes.
our refraction room.
So what exactly happens here?
Okay, so first we start with the autorefractometer where we measure the estimate grade of the eye.
Wow, great.
And then after that, we proceed here in the exam room.
Let's go.
So here, we measure the grade of the eye.
Okay.
This is where we do the eye test.
How about for presbyopia? Can this machine determine if someone is presbyopic?
Yes, it does. It can detect presbyopia. We use this machine for nearsightedness, farsightedness, and astigmatism as well.
Okay, so this is pretty much a machine that can determine any ailment visually that a person
Yes.
has. For someone who's never had this test before, is this test uncomfortable? Does it take a long time?
Here in Owndays, since we're using a high technology machine, usually an eye test takes around 10 to 15 minutes only.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yes.
All right, let's take a look at your other machines. You just showed us how to diagnose presbyopia. Now let's talk about some of the solutions you have in order to treat this.
There's no cure for presbyopia. The most popular solution is still wearing glasses with progressive lenses.
Now, I tried progressive lenses before, Doctora, and what I noticed was there's some distortion on the sides that made it a little bit uncomfortable.
That's the common complaint or problem of our customers, especially those who are first-time wearers, to experience distortion or difficulty to adapt to the new lens design. So what is good about Owndays Prestige progressive lenses, it has less distortions aside, so it's easier for the customer to get used to the design. So we are lucky today because we have here with us one of our valued customers, Mr. Francis Kong. Hi, sir.
Hi, Doc. Hi, Doc
Hello.
Freddie.
Hi, Francis.
Hi.
So nice of you to join us today.
Oh, I'm very happy to be with you guys.
Now, Francis, how long have you been using progressive lenses?
I've lost count. Probably must have been at least about 7 or 8 years ago, maybe even longer.
Wow, that's quite a while. Now, how do these progressive lenses differ from the lenses you've used before?
What I noticed before is that there was a time when I really had to configure myself and adjust to using progressive lenses. And this now becomes a very important, serious investment because, you know, I make decisions, I speak all the time, and without progressive lenses, I got to put down my glasses and I got to take a look at it, and I make mistakes. And pretty soon I was figuring out, why am I making mistakes? I just finally realized, because I couldn't see well. And so when I started putting on my progressive lenses, take a little while to adjust, but the adjustment period was very fast. And especially now, these are very good quality lenses that makes me adjust faster and really helps me in what I do.
Now, Doc Aileen, are these benefits that Francis mentioned and experienced expected for someone who comes in here and decides to invest in a premium progressive lens?
Okay, with Owndays Prestige premium progressive lenses, what is good is we use Free-form technology to make the lens. So we ensure that there's less distortions aside. We ensure that it has a wider reading area, which is most beneficial for people like Sir Francis, so that they have easy adaptation, clear vision for far, intermediate, and near vision.
Wow, those qualities that you mentioned, I think those can apply with Francis himself, because Francis, I know you are an inspirational speaker. Now, how do these quality lenses get you through the day?
Let me give you an example. So I'll be addressing, let's say, 300, 400, 500 group of people. The peripheral vision is extremely important for a speaker. Maybe this is what differentiates a good speaker from a very serious speaker. So as I'm looking at you, maybe I'm looking at my notes, maybe I'm looking at the slide, I got to make sure that my peripheral vision now guides me so that it won't distort, it won't defray, it won't disturb me in what I do. Extremely important.
So, Doc Eileen, if someone comes here and decides to invest in these premium quality progressive lenses, what kind of cost should they expect?
If you buy this premium progressive lens outside or in other optical shop, usually it costs around 20,000 pesos or more. But here in Owndays, you can get these good quality lenses at the price of 10,000 pesos. Also, to add value to your purchase, we also have 1-year lens warranty and lifetime aftercare service.
Wow, that's a significant savings for those who are pretty keen on trying to invest on what is valuable. Do you have a message, Francis, for those who are thinking about maybe investing in a quality pair of progressive lenses?
2 words, change management. There's a lot of people who would say that it's so difficult naman to adjust to that thing. You have to adjust to things that will eventually bring a better quality to your life and living. So I would say that if, in the past you get busy and you don't understand, you prefer to do things the old way, like you have to remove your glass and then you think, those things are maybe a thing of the past. You just have to try it. You just have to work with it. And they're going to find out, they're going to end up, Doc, saying, how could I have lived without this?
Great to hear. How about you, Doc Eileen?
Everyone, I invite everyone to visit here in Owndays, have their eyes examined, and then we will show them the benefits of using progressive lenses, how easy it is to get used to it.
Okay, and with that, I'd like to thank you, Doc Eileen, for sharing your expertise with regards to progressive lens, and of course, Mr. Francis Kong for sharing your own experiences
my pleasure.
on what it is to have a quality pair of progressive lenses. And I hope you join us next week where we give you more topics that take control of your health. I'm Dr. Freddie Gomez, and this is MedTalk, Health Talk. Thank you for watching.